In this last example from 9.1, this is number 62. And so our goal here is to take things that are in rectangular coordinates and convert them into polar coordinates. And so we're given the point -2, -2 root 3. So it's important to realize that this is in the third quadrant. Like, this is the rectangular coordinate. So if I moved in the x direction -2 and in the y direction -2 root 3, I would definitely end up in that third quadrant. And so there's two things that we need for the polar coordinate form. We need r, and r is pretty easily gotten by x squared plus y squared, taking the square root of it. And so our given x was -2, and we're going to square that. Our given y was -2 root 3, and we're going to square that as well. As we do so, we get a 4, and we also get a 12. And so our r is going to be the square root of 16, so our r is going to be 4. So awesome. So we have the 4 nature of it. We're halfway done with the polar form. The other part is the angle. So the tangent is always the y over the x. Tangent's like slope, y is over x. And so here we have tangent theta is equal to -2 root 3 over -2, or tangent theta is going to be equal to positive root 3. Well, there's a few angles whose tangent's positive root 3, especially as we go from 0 to 2 pi. Specifically, there's two from 0 to 2 pi. Now, one of them's in the first quadrant and the other one's in the third quadrant. We need that third quadrant angle. So we know that tangent theta equaling root 3 by memorization is an over 3 angle. I need it to be in the third quadrant. So I'm going to go to 4 pi over 3. And so my answer would be 4 comma 4 pi over 3. Now, one of the reasons why I chose this problem is because the book had a different answer. The book had a 4, but they chose to write it as 4 -2 pi over 3. So this was in the book. And let's see if we're the same. So if I take a look at the books, they're telling me to go -2 pi over 3, which is this third quadrant, and come up with my angle this way by moving 4 out on that line. If I switch back to the black pen and look at what we did, well, what we did was come up 4 pi over 3. That would have ended up in the same place, right? -2 pi over 3, just pi over 3 short of 3 pi over 3. 4 pi over 3, just pi over 3 beyond 3 pi over 3. And so we end up in the exact same place and out the exact same distance. And so we're in the same thing. So they're both the same answer. Not quite sure why they chose a negative result, only maybe to just make sure that we could have this conversation. So that's how you do a problem like this.